What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about the story that was sent to me via Instagram. And it was a story about a female, 22-year-old female by the name of Valerie Rosario. She apparently helped lure a man off Instagram that she had met to an apartment where he was basically held for ransom. And they did various things to him. They even FaceTime a family member to ask for money. This is probably some of the dumbest things you could possibly do, because they ended up all getting caught because this scheme did not work. I mean, I don't know if they were watching a movie and got the idea from there, but this female and I believe 3 other males were arrested for this and jailed. She tried to get out of it, but the judge was like, oh no, you're held without bail. You helped this. If it wasn't for you, this man wouldn't have been taken captive and had various things done to him. You know, it's getting, I thought winter was over. Now it's getting cold out there. Matter of fact, it's still cold out here. It's still cold. I thought winter had already done come and gone, but apparently winter is still thriving and doing very well, because this female who basically has thrown her life away, and 3 other males have thrown their life away as well. For what? Because a dude flashed money on social media, so you thought it'd be a good idea to rob him? And it's always a female that's involved. Have y'all noticed this? There's always a female that's willing to do this. It reminds me of that story of a female. I believe this happened in, I believe, it was St. Louis. It was St. Louis. And she ended up losing her life because she decided to help these 3 others rob this guy, but he ended up taking her out first because she was in front. A guy that she had known from out of town. Now, I would not be surprised if this female's boyfriend was involved, because these women do it for their boyfriends, and they end up throwing their whole life away over idiots. But this is what happens. So let's get into this article from NY Post. It says, late one night last month, a 24-year-old man headed to a Bronx apartment believing he was about to hook up with a pretty brunette he met on Instagram. It turned out to be a honey trap that nearly cost him his life. The woman he'd been chatting to was actually part of a group of sadists who spent hours physically doing things to him, even stabbing him while demanding $100,000 in ransom on a FaceTime call to his horrified brother, Manhattan prosecutors allege. Now, what I want to know is his brother a rich man? Does his brother make a lot of money? How would they even know that? Did he say that to them? Did he say that to her? When police found the victim 24 hours later, he was tied up and gagged in the back of a van, barely clinging to life. The beauty who allegedly lured him, Valerie Rosario, is facing charges of kidnapping and attempting trying to take his life over the weird, dumb scheme. It was revealed in court last week. Prosecutors say that the Lower East Side con woman allegedly coaxed the complete stranger to an address on Marble Hill Avenue in the Bronx on February 7th after connecting on Instagram. He arrived about 1 a.m. and that's when the twisted session began. According to a criminal complaint, 3 men barged into the apartment, with one of them pistol whipping the victim. The court document said Rosario, with the accomplices, alleged stripped the victim, placed him in a bathtub, and poured flammable substances on him and burned him with the flame all over his body. The charging document states They also tormented him with a knife, striking him in the leg, back, and body, according to the court doc. Sources said the sickos allegedly lured the victim to the apartment because they were driven by the money he flashed on his Instagram account. I have told you guys over and over and over, stop showing your money. Stop showing your money, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. And there's a lot of broke females who are dating broke dudes who will take that from you. And the fact that they're able to get women to do this just shows you that there's not a lot of morality with these young people anymore. Because I'm seeing a lot of young chicks in their early 20s getting caught up in this and trying to set up dudes, man. After multiple hours of the sadistic sessions, the robbers moved their victim to a different location. Assistant District Attorney Andrew Kluger said at Rosario's arraignment in Manhattan Criminal Court on Thursday. Later that afternoon, the man's brother got a grisly FaceTime call and watched as his sibling was cut with the knife by one of the masked idiots as they demanded ransom, the complaint alleges. Give us $100,000 or we will end him, they told his brother, according to the court document. Police officers were able to track down the alleged accomplices, Javier Vargas, outside of an address in Queens where he was sitting in a van with a knife, the court paper said. You know, just dumb, idiotic stuff. The victim was found laying in the back of the van, unconscious, wrapped in a blanket with tape, and covered his mouth, the complaint stated. He was barely breathing, Kluger said. The victim was treated at a hospital for multiple burns and wounds to his face, body, back, and legs, according to the complaint. At her court appearance last week, Rosario wore a ratty Tom and Jerry top, a far cry from the tight dress and plunging gown she can be seen posing in her Facebook page. Kluger requested she be held without bail, noting that she stands accused of abducting a complete stranger and had allegedly tormented him for 24 hours. Defense attorney Raymond Loving asked that his client be released on her own recognizance, pointing out that Rosario lives with her mother and her brother and has a full-time job at a dentist's office. Not anymore. She ain't working there no more. Judge Soma Said cited the seriousness of the charges as he remanded Rosario into custody. The case is expected to be presented before the grand jury Tuesday. Ms. Rosario denies all allegations that have been levied against her, Loving said in the statement. Well, it's going to be tough to deny it if that's her place of residence that all this was done in. And those guys end up flipping on her, which could definitely happen. They could definitely flip on her. Listen, this female ruined her own life. For what? She ruined her own life for what? She can get some money. She had a according to her lawyer, she has a full-time job at a dental office. You know how responsible you have to show yourself to be able to work at a dental office? And look what she's doing. She's helping a group of broke thugs basically rob this random guy that none of them really know. I mean, she's talked to him a little bit, but she helped them do this. This is a woman that, according to a lawyer, lives with her mother. She has a full-time job. So what is she doing getting caught up in stuff like this? You know why? Because of the dudes she hangs around. She's one of these females that hangs around nothing but dudes and do dumb things in order to impress them. She must have done this to impress at least one of them. That's why I believe she's probably dating one of them. I would not be surprised whatsoever. You have females that live a normal square life that will date guys that aren't really about anything. And they will date these guys knowing the type of lifestyle these guys live, but they don't care. Because they get to date them a street dude. They get to date them a thug. So they don't care about the consequences. She's gonna have to be held accountable for the consequences of her actions. And you can tell the fact that she really thinks that she's gonna get bail after what she did. She is the reason that this whole thing happened. If she never would have lured this guy off of Instagram, none of this would have ever happened. So she's just as responsible as they are. And she needs to be in jail. She does not need to be free, because she can just do this again. If she was able to get out of this, she would just go and do it again. Because some females get off on causing harm to other people. So she's right where she needs to be. She don't need to be out of jail. People like this don't deserve freedom. She don't deserve freedom. She deserves to be exactly where she is. And I don't feel sorry for her at all. Her parents should disown her, or at least her mother, she stayed with her mother, should disown her. She ain't never gonna work at that dental office again. She ruined her life. For what? You had a job. Well, you think you're gonna get a few dollars out of it to get your hair done or your nails done? You dealing with these broke idiots who have to rob people to get some money? That's the type of males you're hanging around. I'm telling you right now. Y'all wonder why nobody takes these women seriously when it comes to relationships or anything? Because none of them are relationship or wife material. They have ruined themselves to the point of no return. And they've all done this to themselves. This female, Valerie, has ruined her own life. And she must pay the consequences for her actions. So let me say in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next.